Good morning, ma'am.
Okay, good morning. So today's topic, we are repeating the topic phrase and clause. Okay, as you all know, a phrase is a group of words without a verb. Okay, phrase is easy to identify from a group sentence or from a group of words because the part of the particular sentence does not contain a verb. Okay, we cannot see a verb in such part. If it is a phrase, there won't be a verb. You are familiar with the finite verbs, right? Are you
Yes,
all?
ma'am.
Are you
Yes,
all?
ma'am.
Okay, so my first question to Smriti Ramesh,
Yes, ma'am.
because I heard that she was a bit confused. Smriti, are you there?
Yes, ma'am.
She is a dancer. My question, she is a dancer. So Smriti, can you pick out the finite verb from the sentence?
Ma'am, is
Very good. Why it is, it's an auxiliary verb. Okay, is a be form and it is also coming under the category called auxiliary verb. But now in the sentence, you have picked up this particular auxiliary verb as your finite verb. Why?
ma'am, because primary auxiliary verbs can act as the
Excellent,
main verb.
excellent. This is the right answer. So whenever if somebody asks you a question, why this one or this auxiliary verb, it acts like a main verb because it helps us in this particular sentence to identify the tense form. Though it is a primary auxiliary or though it is an auxiliary verb or a helping verb, but here in this particular sentence, it acts like a main verb. That is why we have a separate category called primary auxiliary verbs. Okay, so primary auxiliary verbs, secondary auxiliary verbs. Primary auxiliary verb, it has two different functions. It can act like a main verb in a sentence. At the same time, it can be a helping verb to attached along with the group of or with the main verb. It can form a tense form. So here she is a dancer. Is or it is just standing in the position of a finite verb because we know the sentence is in Smriti. The sentence is in
Ma'am, the sentence is in present.
what
Tense.
present? Excellent. What present? Under present tense, which one?
Simple present.
Simple present. So here this is the auxiliary verb. It acts like a main verb. So we can call it as a finite verb in this particular sentence. Clear? Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so fine. So these kind of or these verbs are absent in a phrase. Okay, a phrase is a group of words. Remember, this is very important point. It is easy for you to identify a phrase within a sentence. Okay, because these group of words which does not have a verb. Okay, you cannot even if you search and search and search for a verb in the group of words, you cannot see a verb in a phrase. Okay, so a group of words without a verbs are coming under the phrase category. I'll give you a few examples and you are going to pick up the phrase from this. Okay, ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's.
Ma'am.
Can you see a word?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Minute. Mm. Okay, one whiteboard is there in front of you. Okay, so I have a few sentences for you to identify the phrase. Okay, all of you please note down. This first question is to Sravana Suresh. Okay, question is identify. All of you please note down. Identify phrase. Identify phrase. Sentences. He fought in a brave manner. Okay, this is one sentence. Sravana, I have a sentence for you. He fought in a brave manner. This is a sentence because you can see a subject and you can see a predicate and in which you can see a verb. Okay, okay. So if this is your sentence, can you pick out the phrase in it? So remember, a phrase is a group of words without a verb. So search for a group of words without a verb from the sentence.
A brave manner.
Louder.
A brave manner.
Only a brave manner.
In
a brave manner. So in the sentence, the group of words without the verb is called a phrase. So tell me the phrase used in the sentence.
Noun phrase.
So is it a noun phrase? In a brave manner. So how did he fight? In a brave manner. This is not a noun phrase. This is an adverb phrase. This is an adverb phrase because it describes how did he fight. Okay? In a brave manner. I don't want a noun phrase. I don't want a adjective phrase. You just pick out the verb, the phrase used from the sentences. Okay? Just pick out the phrases. Clear? Clear? So I have another sentence for Sian Fatima. Sian, this is your sentence.
Okay, ma'am.
Ma'am.
Ma'am, we can't hear.
Ma'am, you're not.
Am I audible, children?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay. So I am going to give you another sentence and Sian is going to pick out the phrase from that sentence. Remember, a phrase is a group of words without a verb. Ready, Sian?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Sian, the question is, a coat of red color. Sian, here is your sentence. A coat of red color. Okay? A coat of red color. Tell me the phrase.
Of red color.
Excellent. This is your answer because you cannot see a verb in these group of words. So your answer is of red color. Okay. It's a group of words without a verb and which is called a phrase. Clear? Next question. The next question to Anna Tekandala. Anna, here is your question. Anna, the question is, ready, Anna?
Yes,
They were shouting. They were shouting
Ma'am, my name is in the meeting.
voice. Anna, this is your question. They were shouting in a loud voice. Anna Tekantala, can you pick out the phrase from the sentence?
ma'am, in a loud noise. Sorry, ma'am.
Very good. In a loud voice, because these are the group of words without a verb. So this is called a phrase from the sentence. Clear?
Yes,
Clear?
ma'am.
Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Now,
Ma'am.
I think Nihal Mustafa is present. Nihal, are you present? Nihal Mustafa. Nihal? No. So I have Geetika Manoj here. Geetika, next is your question. He was, can you see the board?
Yes, ma'am.
He was eager to eat dinner. He was eager to eat dinner. Geetika, can you tell me the phrase? Geetika, I can't hear you.
Yes, ma'am.
He was eager to eat dinner.
Eager to eat dinner.
Better you start from here. Okay? Better you start from the to infinitive form. So tell me the answer.
To eat dinner.
Your answer is to eat dinner. You know, this is a known finite verb. So a known finite verb in the form of two infinitives, participles like present participles and past participles, and also a gerund can be a part of a phrase. Clear? It can be a part of a phrase. We don't want a finite verb in a phrase. Am I clear?
Yes.
So now I have Brisa. Brisa,
Yes, ma'am.
Are you there, Vrisa? Okay,
Yes,
next
ma'am.
question is to Vrisa because she has a lot of confusion with phrases. This question is to you, Vrisa.
Okay, ma'am.
I hop, okay, I hop to win the first prize.
Ma'am, to
I
win the
hop.
first prize.
Yes, your answer is absolutely right. So the phrase is, tell me the phrase here.
To win the first
A
prize.
group of, very good, to win the first prize. See, children, remember, a phrase is a group of words without a finite verb. A finite verbs are verbs which shows a tense form. Ismail, next question is to Ismail. The girl in brown frock, frock is my sister. Okay? Children, look at here. Children, you please look at here. The question is, the girl in brown frock is my sister. So Ismail Suhaim, can you pick out the phrase used in the sentence?
In brown frock.
Excellent. In brown frock. It's a group of words without a verb. You cannot choose this because is an auxiliary verb which functions like a finite verb which shows a tense. So these are the group of words without a finite verb. So we can label it as a phrase. Am I clear? Next question is to Abhyuday George. Abhyuday,
Yes, ma'am.
ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so the question is, the trees or the tree, a tall redwood was beautiful. Abhyuday, this is your question. The tree, a tall redwood was beautiful. Abhyuday, can you pick out the phrase from this group of words or this from the sentence?
A tall redwood was beautiful.
Very good. Okay, but you have even included the auxiliary verb was. Is it correct to include was in a phrase? Abhyuday, pick out the phrase used from the sentence.
A tall redwood.
Excellent. A tall redwood is a group of words without a finite verb and is called a phrase. Am I clear, children? A phrase is clear for you now?
Yes, ma'am.
All able to identify a phrase from a group of words
Yes, ma'am.
or within a sentence, Priti? Is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Arjun Krishna, is that clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Amita,
Yes, ma'am.
Amita. So if you get a sentence, you will be able to identify a group of words without a verb called phrase. Okay. So let us come back to close. So phrase is just over. So it is easy for you to identify a phrase from a group of words because a phrase is without a verb. You cannot see a verb in a phrase, but you can see two infinitive forms, participles like present participles and past participles, and also can see an ing form called gerund in a phrase. Okay. But finite verbs are completely absent in a group of words called phrase. Clear? Now let us talk about close. Okay, phrase is just over. So we need to start with close. What is called a close, children? Close is also a group of words. Okay, it's a group of words.
It has a subject
And you know, we should have a subject and or we should include a subject and a finite verb in a clause. So in a clause, it is just like a sentence. So it is also called a short sentence. Okay, we can call a clause a short sentence because it has a like, not unlike, like a sentence. A clause is also contains a subject and a phrase. Sorry, subject and a verb. Okay, a finite verb can be seen in a clause. Am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Am I clear?
Ma'am,
And
there are
it forms.
two
If you
classes
want
of
to,
clause.
if you see, listen. If you have a long, if you want to create, or if you want to add more long, lengthy sentences, one part of a sentence is called, or a form, or a part of a sentence which forms. We can form with the help of a clause. Okay, a larger sentence can be, can be formed with the help of adding clauses. Okay, so how to add clause with another clause, children? So here we need the presence of a
Ma'am, using a
conjunction. Okay, so we need two different kinds of conjunctions to add clauses to get a longer sentence. Okay, so we have two classes of conjunctions. The first conjunction is called coordinating conjunction, and the second one is called subordinating conjunction. So my dear children, write conjunctions. You need to learn the conjunctions clearly, otherwise you won't be able to identify the three types of sentences. So we have two types of conjunctions called subordinating conjunction. Not down. Subordinating conjunction. And the second one is called coordinating conjunction. Okay, look at the spelling. Coordinating. Look at the spelling of coordinating. Coordinating conjunction. So we have two different types of conjunctions because we have two classes of clauses. Okay, to form different classes or different types of sentences, we need the presence of conjunctions or these joining words to connect. Okay, clauses can be connected with another clause to form a longer sentence. So we have two, we are going to learn, there are many, but today we are going to learn only two classes or two types of conjunctions. The first, yes.
We have to note it.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
ma'am.
of course. The first one is called subordinating conjunction. Okay, what do you mean by subordinating conjunction, children? Do you know what are subordinating conjunctions? So if, suppose, I have told you there are two classes of clauses. How many classes are there for a clause? Clauses are two different types. Okay, we have a main clause. Okay, we have a main clause. Main clause means the clause which is exactly like a sentence which can stand by itself. It is complete in its meaning. It has its own meaning. Okay, if you have a clause like no, I eat dinner, or I completed, or I eat egg, I eat apple. Okay, so I eat apple, it can be a complete sentence because it has a subject and verb, right? So some part of sentence which can stand by itself with complete meaning is called a main clause. Okay, at the same time we have another clause called subordinate clause. This subordinate clause, it cannot stand by itself. It is incomplete in meaning. It cannot stand by itself. To get a completeness, to get a complete meaning, these subordinate clauses must be attached with the main clause. Remember, children, we have two classes of clauses. How many classes are there, children? We have two classes of clauses. Okay, main clause, which is completely independent. It can stand by itself. It is complete in itself. Okay, and we have subordinate clause. This subordinate clause cannot stand by itself. For to get a completeness, should be fitted with the main clause with the help of a conjunction. So we have two classes, right? One can stand by itself, the other clause cannot stand by itself. Okay, so one is called independent clause, the other one is called dependent clause, right? Right?
Yes,
I have told you,
Yes,
superior officers and subordinates. Superiors are giving orders. Subordinates are always following the orders given by the superiors, right? So here the main clause is a superior, or the major one, or the main clause, or the principal clause, right? But at the same time, subordinate clause cannot stand by itself. It needs always a support from the main clause. Okay? Okay, remember this. So one is one type of clause, the other one is another type of clause. So two different clauses. It is not equal in rank. Okay, it is not equal in rank. One is independent, the other one is always depending upon the other one to get a complete meaning. Clear? Now clear? So how many classes of clauses are there? There are two classes, main clause, subclause. Subclause cannot stand by itself. It always needs a support from the main clause for getting a completeness. Okay? Dependent, completely depending upon the main clause. Clear? Is that clear for you?
Yes,
So
ma'am.
we need two different conjunctions. So one is called subordinating conjunction. The other one is called coordinating conjunction.
Coordinating
So children, listen carefully. Listen carefully. We are using subordinating conjunctions to join clauses of unequal rank. Note down this point. We are using subordinating conjunctions to join unequal rank. What do you mean by unequal rank? What do you mean by unequal rank?
Ma'am, the main
It is used to join.
Incomplete.
That means I can join a subordinating conjunction, or with the help of a subordinating conjunction, I can join a main clause. Okay, I can join a main clause and also a subclause. Clear? Clear?
Yes.
So it is not same. One is main, one is subclause. So unequal rank, the clauses of unequal rank. So subordinating conjunctions are used to join the clauses of unequal rank, which shows, or which means we have a main clause, and if we need to join a subclause with the main clause, we can use the subordinating conjunction. Clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Clear? I have another point. I'm going to give you a list of subordinating conjunction which you should by heart by yourself. All of you please note down list of subordinating conjunctions. So subordinating conjunctions are used to join the clauses of unequal rank. Unequal rank means we can join a main clause and a subclause with the help of a subordinating conjunction. Okay, so all of you please note down list of subordinating conjunctions. This is very important. You should by heart this. Subordinating conjunctions. Okay, all of you please note down the list of subordinating conjunction, and as such you by hearted the tense rules. The same way you should by heart this list of subordinating conjunctions also. So the list is WH words. All the WH words. What are the WH words? What are the WH words?
Ma'am, who, where,
Why, when, where,
Excellent, excellent. All the question words like who, what,
how,
where,
what, why,
how,
why.
Okay. Thank you. When, etc. are subordinate. These WH words are also used like a conjunction. So all the WH words like who, what, where, how, when, which, whom, okay, etc. are subordinating conjunction. Okay, so this is how you can identify a subclause, because a subclause is always starting with these conjunctions called subordinating conjunction. From a sentence, it is easy for you to identify a subclause. Okay, children, remember it is easy for you to identify a subclause from a sentence, because normally, usually, a subclause is starting with a subordinating conjunction. Clear? Clear?
Yes,
You will be much clearer after getting all the subordinating conjunctions. So please note down the subordinating conjunctions are the WH words normally used in English are coming under the subordinating conjunction. Okay, etc. There are more. Okay, and if is a subordinating conjunction. As if is a subordinating conjunction. Even if is a subordinating conjunction. Though is a subordinating conjunction. Even though is a subordinating conjunction. Although is a subordinating conjunction. While is a subordinating conjunction. Because is a subordinating conjunction. Okay, before is a subordinating conjunction. Till is a subordinating conjunction. Since is a subordinating conjunction. Okay, that is a subordinating conjunction. Okay, Okay, children?
Yes, ma'am.
So these are a full list of subordinating conjunctions used in English language to construct a subordinate clause. So remember, a subordinate clause is always starting with a subordinating conjunction. Okay, so we can
Ma'am, can you show the board once more?
oh, why not? Why not? I can show you the board once again. Look at the board. All the WH words. I have given only few examples. Oh, it's gone somewhere. All the WH words. All the WH words. Why, when, why also, where, when, what, who, whom, etc. are subordinating conjunction. If, as if, even if, though, even though, although, while, and because, before, till, since, that, etc. There are more. Okay, there are more subordinating conjunctions. Okay, so the homework for you today itself, you need to collect the list of subordinating conjunctions and also the list of coordinating conjunctions. Clear? Am I clear? So you should learn. You should you keep it can be an activity. You do one thing, take a ruled paper, give a heading, conjunctions, and divide your page into two different parts or two different columns. One column you find out maximum number of subordinating conjunction, and the other column you please fill with coordinating conjunctions. Okay, so we are using subordinating conjunctions to start a subclause. So it is easy for us to identify a subclause from a sentence. I'll give you one example. Look at the board. You are going to identify the subclause from the sentence. Ready?
Yes,
Are you
ma'am.
all ready? This
Yes,
question is to Devika Prabal. Okay, Devika?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, here is your question. Sorry.
Ma'am, we have to write these questions in the.
If it is possible, you write. Better it is good to write it in a paper. The question is, I know the man who stole the watch. This is one sentence, okay? This
Okay,
is
ma'am.
one sentence. I know the man who stole the watch.
Okay,
We
ma'am.
can see it's a long sentence. I have combined I know the man stole the watch. Okay, I know the man who stole the watch. I have combined two different clauses with the help of one conjunction. And Devika Prabal, can you pick out the subordinating conjunction used in the sentence?
Who stole the watch?
No, I want subordinating conjunction. Pick out subordinating conjunction first.
Who?
Very good. So who is the subordinating conjunction? Now you have got one WH word is used in the form of a conjunction as a joining word. I have used to combine two clauses. One is main clause, the other one is subclause, right? So subordinating conjunction is to begin a subclause. That is what we have learned. So now can you tell me which part of the sentence is in main clause and which part of the sentence is called a subclause? You got who is a subordinating conjunction. And I have told you a subclause is starting with a subordinating conjunction. So it is easy for you to separate main clause and subclause from the sentence.
Yes, ma'am.
Can you tell me the main clause and subclause from the sentence? Can you
I
separate?
know the man, the main clause.
Very good, excellent. I know the man, it is main clause. And tell
Who
me the
stole the
subclause.
watch?
Very
stole
good,
the watch?
excellent. Who stole the watch is subclause. Excellent. Okay.
Okay.
I know the man is main clause. Who stole the watch is actually in subclause. This is the right answer. So remember, a subclause is always starting with the subordinating conjunction. Okay. Malavika, next question to you. Separate main clause and subclause from the following sentence. Malavika, are you there? Malavika, your video is stuck. Malavika, are you there? Okay. My next question to Anna Tekkamtala. Anna, this is your question. Ready, Anna?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. He bought a car which was too expensive. Okay, this is your question. First of all, you have a main clause in the sentence, you have a subclause in the sentence. So to identify a subclause from a main clause, you should find out the subordinating conjunction used in the sentence. Can you tell me the subordinating conjunction used in the sentence, Anna?
Ma'am, which?
Very good, very good. Thank you. Now the question is to Amida. Amida, you have got, or Anna helped you to identify the subordinating conjunction. Can you separate the sentence into main clause and subclause now, Amida?
He bought a car.
What is it?
Main close.
Ah, very good. He bought a car, main clause. Excellent. What about the subclause?
Was too expensive. Was too expensive.
Is it, it should be starting with who, or it should be starting with which or was?
It was too expensive.
It's not clear for me. Amida? Subordinate clause.
Which was too expensive.
Ah, very good. So here we are dividing, we are separating from here. So which was too expensive is subclause. Very correct. Okay. So these, which was too expensive, because I have told you a subclause is starting with the subordinating conjunction. Clear? A subclause should be, or subclause must be, or it is actually starting with the subordinating conjunction. So it is easy for you to separate main clause and subclause from a sentence, because normally or usually a subclause is always starting with the subordinating conjunction. And I have given a homework for you to identify or to find out more number of subordinating conjunction.
And we make it
Example,
a sentence.
this question to Emil Lijo. Emil, this is to you now. Emil, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Question. If you don't eat, okay, Emil, if you don't eat, I won't go. This is your sentence. If you don't eat, I won't go. So my question to Emil is, can you pick out the subordinating conjunction used in the sentence? Identify only the subordinating conjunction. You have the list in your hand, right? Subordinating conjunction. The list is there with you. Look at the list and look at the board and try to identify the subordinating conjunction used here. If Emil is not giving me the answer, Namasya is ready.
If.
Very good, very good, very good. If is the subordinating conjunction. Now, Namasya, you have got the subordinating conjunction. So, can you tell me which is subordinate clause?
If you don't
If you, very good, very good. So, if you don't eat is subclause, because a subclause is always starting with the subordinating conjunction. Okay, Ananya K. Vijesh, Ananya, main clause.
My main clause is I won't go.
I won't go, main clause. Am I clear? Aaron Anthony, am I clear? Aaron, am I clear?
Yes, ma'am.
Children, is it clear for you all?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, very good. So next question to Harriet and Xavier. Harriet, here comes your question. Harriet, ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, the question is, okay, 1 minute. Your question is here. Before the movie, I went to the snack bar. Okay, before the movie, I went to the snack bar. So, my dear, pick out the subordinating conjunction used here. Louder. Before. Excellent. Before is the subordinating conjunction. Now, Aaron, Anthony. Aaron, can you tell me the subclause?
Before the movie.
Excellent. Before the movie is subclause. Nihal Mustafa. Nihal Mustafa, pick
Yes,
out the
ma'am.
main clause.
Went to the snack bar.
From where?
I went to the snack
Very
bar.
good. I went to the snack bar is main clause. Clear? Vinayak. Vinayak, next is your turn. Vinayak, your question is, although we won, I was satisfied with my performance. This is your sentence. Although we won, I was satisfied with my performance. Vinayak Aryan, the question is to you. You please identify the subordinating conjunction used in the sentence.
Ma'am,
Vinayak?
I can hear you. Okay. Could you say that again?
Although we won, I was satisfied with my performance. This is the question. Pick out the subordinating conjunction.
Ma'am, although we won.
I want only the conjunction.
Although.
Listen to the question first. So the although is the subordinating conjunction. Now I have Ayush stage. Ayush, can you pick out the subclause from the sentence? Ayush? Ayush, your video is stuck. Ayush, you're not there, I think. So I'm searching for another person. Anthony Vijo. Anthony, although we won, I was satisfied with my performance. Anthony Vijo? Can you hear me, Anthony? Sri Rudra S. Nair. Sri Rudra? Okay.
Ma'am.
Yes. You have got the subordinating conjunction. Can you pick up subclause? See how many questions we have done. It is easy to...
Ma'am, also.
Although is subordinating conjunction. So tell me the subclause.
We won.
A subordinative clause is starting with the subordinating conjunction. So Vinayak Aryan said, although is the subordinating conjunction, and tell me the subclause.
Ma'am, my performance.
This
Ma'am,
is
can
what
I
you...
tell?
No. Brisa?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, although we won is just subclause and I was satisfied with my performance is the main clause.
Very good. So we are dividing it from here. Although we won is the subclause because it is starting with a subordinating conjunction. You people are not listening. We have done almost 6 to 7 exercises here and you are at the beginning itself. You haven't even listened to the classes. So although we won, I was satisfied with my performance. This is the right answer. Prisa, excellent. So now I have another question to Smriti Ramesh. Smriti, ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Whenever you go, all of you please note down. Whenever you go, I won't write on the board now. Whenever you go, you will have friends. You will have friends. Last question, Smriti. By this, we'll be concluding today's session.
Ma'am. Ma'am, the subordinating conjunction is whenever.
Excellent.
The subclause is whenever you go.
It is not whenever, sorry. It is wherever you go.
Okay,
It's my mistake. It's my mistake. Wherever you go.
Ma'am, the subordinating conjunction is wherever. The subclause is wherever you go, and the main
Excellent.
clause is you will have friends.
Excellent. Thank you so much for paying attention, and we'll be practicing these types of sentences in the coming class. Okay? Thank you. So you have a homework. Try to pick out or try to identify maximum number of subordinating conjunction. Not coordinating. Not coordinating. You please, not in sentences. You please pick out, they'll prepare a list of subordinating conjunction. Only subordinating conjunction. Clear?
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Next class.